Hi friends, today is 7th October Sunday. This video is about chapter 30 of Right to Recall Party Manifesto. The Right to Recall Party Manifesto you can download from rahulmehta.com/301.htm. I'll repeat, rahulmehta.com/301.htm, and there are links in Hindi 301.h.htm. Chapter 30 is about how education can be improved. So, to be specific, how education can be improved means that what are the laws that we can print in the Gazette to improve education. What is Gazette? Gazette is this is a sample of Gazette. Gazette is a document that is published by Chief Minister, Prime Minister, once a week, once a month, whenever needed, and the Gazette contains instructions that the secretary, collectors, district education officer, etc. have to follow, and they can lose their job or even face penalty if they don't follow. So if activists and citizens want any change in the government, then it is necessary that they have clear idea of what is to be printed in the Gazette. If you want a change in government, you better provide the sentences with semicolon and full stop that can be printed in the Gazette. So now what should we print in the Gazette so that the education will improve? The most important proposal with respect to education is right to recall district education officer. Right to recall district education officer is important because district education officer is the nodal officer of all school education in the district. Government school as well as the private schools are supervised by district education officer. So, right to recall district education officer, I'll briefly describe. The full draft is given in chapter 30. It's about 1.5 pages. The first clause says that it describes the situation as today, that Chief Minister and Education Minister appoint district education officer, which is today the case. The first clause says, the second clause says that if any citizen wants to become district education officer of a district, he can give a deposit of, let us say, 10,000, 20,000 equal to MP amount and register himself as a candidate for DO. So let us say there is Ahmedabad district, 50 people want to become DO, fine. Of course, they should have required qualification, they register themselves as candidate. The next clause says that any citizen can go to Patwari's office, Patwari Talati village officer, approve at most 5 persons. Out of 50 or 100 or 10 people who want to become DO, he can approve at most 5 persons, pay 3 rupee fee, and his Talati will enter, the Patwari will enter the approvals in the computer, give a printed receipt to the citizen for a 3 rupee fee. And if the person has BPL card, it will be 1 rupee. And the person should be parent. What is parent? I have described here, who has one child between the age of 5 and 17, and till the roster is not there, every person in that district below the age of 40 will be considered as a parent. That's a minor issue. Now, so basically citizen can go and approve the DO candidate, and the names will come on the website of Chief Minister. And citizen can go and cancel the approvals and file different approvals any day. So let us say I go to Patwari's office, I approve ABC, then next day I can go cancel the approval of C and approve D and E. So approval count of C will decrease by 1. Approval count of A and B will remain as they were yesterday, and approval count of D and E increase. What is the reason for putting this clause that citizen can cancel his approval any day? It cancels out vote buying. How does it cancel out vote buying? Let us say I tell you that, okay, you approve me. When your name comes on Chief Minister's website that you have approved Rahul Mehta, I'll give you 100 rupee. So fine, you go and approve me, I'll give you 100 rupee. Next day you can go and cancel my approval. So in order to become district education officer, I'll have to give 100 rupee, 200 rupee to 3 lakh, 4 lakh people in a district, at least. So I say I give 100 rupee to, I offer 100 rupee to everybody who approves. They approve me, 10,000 do today, 50,000 do tomorrow, etc. Next day they will say that, okay, Rahul Mehta is not a good guy, I don't want him to be DO and put education of my kid in his hand. So after taking 100 rupee, he can cancel my approval, so I cannot fight with 3 lakh people in district. So the fact that citizen can cancel the approval any day ensures that approval buying becomes a non-issue. Now, the next clause says that, say there are 10 lakh parents in a district, then if 3.5 lakh, minimum 35% approve a particular DO candidate, then he becomes DO. What if one person has approval of 4 lakh, another has approval of 3.5 lakh, then obviously the person with 4 lakh approval will become DO. Now, won't this cause instability that somebody got approval of 4 lakh, next day somebody got approval of 4 lakh and 1? Answer is no, because the next clause says that the DO will change only when the difference between the approval count is at least 20,000. 20,000 means 2% of the district population. Say district population is 15 lakh, then the approval count, difference in approval count should be at least 30,000 for change in DO to happen. So this procedure is stable. Further, if a person is DO appointed by parents of 5 districts, his salary will be 5 times. If he is DO of 3 districts, his salary will be 3 times. So a person can become DO of at most 5 districts in a state and 10 districts in a nation, and that will increase his remuneration. So now how does this improve the DO's performance? Let us say that I am living in Ahmedabad district, or let me give you a slide. Let's say you are living in Ahmedabad district and the DO is bad, and you come to know that DO in Mehsana is good. How do you come to know that DO in Mehsana is good? The nearby district Mehsana, that you have friends or family members or acquaintances etc. in Mehsana. Through them you come to hear that schools in Mehsana have blackboard, tube light, fan etc., water. The students are going regularly, teachers are coming regularly, they are getting books, they are getting all the teaching material, the exams are taken, and the kids in Ahmedabad can't even read a newspaper headline, whereas kids in Mehsana are able to write a paragraph. So you know that the person there, the district education officer, is doing a better job. So the citizens in Ahmedabad can threaten the DO of Ahmedabad that either you improve your functioning or we will expel you and give the Mehsana DO double responsibility, double pay, everything. And at DO, handling 5 districts is not much of a problem, because DO is not teaching class by class. He does not teach student by student. He has to set up processes. So a good DO can easily manage 5 to 10 districts by setting up processes and doing supervision, and that way he can ensure proper functioning. So right to recall DO allows parents to threaten DO that we will expel you if your performance is way below the average or way below the nearby person, and that will ensure that he maintains an optimum performance. So right to recall DO is the first procedure to improve education. Incidentally, I would mention that Anna has opposed right to recall district education officer. Arvind Gandhi, adopted son of Sonia Gandhi, who makes all the statements to cut away BJP vote, he has also opposed right to recall district education officer. Subramaniam Swamy openly says that right to recall is nonsense, and of course Pranab Mukherjee, Advani and all CPM, CPI, they have always opposed right to recall. They have been opposing right to recall since 1925. I mean, Congress, BJP etc., RSS, Jansangh, they have been opposing right to recall since 1925. Right to recall was first demanded in India by Chandrasekhar Azad in 1925, and since then a Communist Party, various Communist Party members, Congress members, RSS leaders etc. have opposed right to recall. Of course, most workers I meet, RSS workers, Vishwa Hindu Parishad workers, Bajrang Dal, they like right to recall, but they come and tell me that their leaders have opposed right to recall district education officer procedure. Now comes the second part, that how the process will improve. That I explained, that citizens can threaten the DO with expulsion if it does not improve, and that way a district education officer will take the necessary steps to improve education. Now, what are the technical steps one can take to improve education? The technical steps I have described in section 30.5. 30.5 I have described the technical section. Technical steps. Satya system. Satya system is that the DO will set up as many testing centers as possible, computerized testing centers, where the students mathematics, physics, chemistry etc. test will be taken. How many tests depends on availability of terminal. If there are less terminal, each student will give 1 test a month or 1 test every 2 months. If there are more terminals, students will give 1 test every week in mathematics, 1 test every 15 days in science etc. so forth. So the DO will put questions in public domain, hundreds, thousands of questions. So no one can mug up the answer of say 50,000 maths question of a particular 4th standard or 5th standard. He will have to basically learn how to solve them, and every student will have to take the test. Then the cheating will not be possible in this testing center. Why? Because a student is given one question. I say he is given 30 questions and given a time of 30 minutes to solve or 1 hour to solve. Then one question he has only 2 minutes. After that the next question will automatically come, and he can go only one question back to change the answer. And if I look at my neighbor's terminal, I won't get any clue, because the question, or every student will get the same questions but in different order. So my 5th question can be his 10th question. So cheating is not easy this way. Now the examination, once the examinations are over, immediately they will get the marks, and the students will also get the reward. How they will get the reward? That everyone who is above average will get, say, let us say 10 marks, or 10 rupees. Everyone in top 10 percentile will get 50 rupees. So depending on their position, students who are in top 50 or top 100 will get 500 rupees extra, or so forth. So depending, so let us say out of 100 median score is 50, then everyone above 40, that is 20% below median, will get some monetary award, and the teacher will get the same monetary award. So if the student gets 20 rupees, his maths teacher will also get 20 rupees. So that way, and that will be the only salary that the teacher will get. Now how is the teacher appointed? The parent can pick any teacher he likes, period. No nonsense like teacher has to have B.Ed. All this is nonsense. That what is this nonsense? When I was in 12th class, I used to teach mathematics to 10th and 11th class students, and I was an excellent teacher. I did not have any all this PTC and B.Ed. This is nonsense that one has to have B.Ed to teach properly. I know, forget my example, I know many tuition class owner that after passing 12th class, they immediately started tuition classes, and they are teaching tens of thousands of students. Of course, they have hired other teachers, but in the beginning they were teaching, taking the classes themselves, and they are excellent teachers. So what I propose here is that the student or the parent will go to Patwari's office, and he will say that this person is my teacher. The teacher will get email or SMS or whatever. The parent will also get a confirmatory SMS, and the parent can change the teacher any day. So if the teacher is underperforming or performing very poorly, the parent can go and change the teacher next day. So that way, what this Satya system ensures? Satya system ensures that the money is paid after the result is delivered. The biggest problem is the education. I will say it is not setting up a building, school building, putting blackboard, putting a board, bench, all this infrastructure is not difficult part. The most difficult part in education is that how will you make sure that the student is interested? There has to be a threat or loss of faith, if nothing. There has to be failures. In Satya system, the failures are that the entire school education of 12th class is divided into 40 sections or 48 sections, and people have to clear those 48 sections as and when they feel convenient. So if somebody wants to clear one by one very rapidly, he can do it. So somebody at the age of 10 can finish all the education up to 12th class. And if somebody is a late learner, fine, he can give one examination instead of clearing 4 examinations a year. He can clear 2 exams a year, 3 exams a year, and he will get 12th pass certificate maybe at the age of 18, 20, whatever. And somebody could be late learner today, he can become a rapid learner next year. So each person will clear the test as time convenient to him, but it ensures that he is interested. And how do we ensure that the teacher is interested? Because teacher gets paid only if his students will get good marks in examination. So first important problem in exam is that motivating the student. That motivation comes because of open exam. Every student will see his performance in exam, so he is motivated to keep his performance as good as possible, so he will study as hard as possible. How do you make sure that the teacher is motivated? Well, teacher's payment as well as his social reputation, etc., his reputation in the field of teaching will depend on how well his students are performing. Third problem is that how do you ensure that money is not wasted? Money is not wasted means you spend the money on school, you spend the money on building, on electricity, on teacher's salary, and student did not learn. Here that does not happen. The money comes out of government account, goes to teacher's account, goes to student account after the result has been proven. So that way the three most difficult problem in education has been addressed by Satya system. Satya system can be used for almost anything that is objective. It cannot be used for essay writing, of course, but it can be used for languages, vocabulary, grammar, sentence construction, sentence translation, subjects such as all science subjects, all mathematics subjects. It can be also used to teach military history, history of technology, history of laws and administrative setups. It can be used for geography. The subjects that I am proposing are these subjects. This is where Satya system can be used. So one important education is mathematics education, science education, then law education. One of the proposal is that law education should be made compulsory from whenever parents say. If the parents say that teach my student law today, he is 6-year-old, start teaching him law, then the school will start teaching him law at the age of 6 years. If the parent says no at the age of 10 years, at the age of 10 years. And what will the law education subject consist of? It will consist of actual visit to police station, prisons, court, and explaining them the case. Cases will be chosen at random, and the laws related with that particular cases will be informed, along with the basic laws such as IPC, Constitution, criminal laws, Evidence Act, Marriage Act, and Property Transfer Act, because everybody has to buy house, so he should know basics of property transfer, rent related act. All the activities that a person normally performs in his life, like paying taxes, so he will be introduced about income tax law, sales tax law, VAT law, etc. So all this information will be taught to him at the age of 6, 7, whichever age parent decide. Then most important subject is weapon education. Weapon use education and information about weapons, how they are manufactured, how they are used, history of weapons, and that will start at the age of 14. At the age of 14, they will be taught how to use weapons such as guns, and also given basic training about how bombs are manufactured, grenades are used, and will be given detailed information on manufacturing of complex weapons such as fighter planes, tanks, everything. That is necessary to improve our military. As I have mentioned in my previous chapter, that we are facing a threat of war from China, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and long-term threat from America, because America wants to convert entire India into Christianity, as well as America wants to take over all the mineral mines such as crude oil, iron ore, coal ore, extra coal, and so forth. So in order to create a good military, it is necessary that we reduce poverty, so that we have more soldiers, because if there is poverty, then the whole population is basically deficient in terms of physical energy, mental energy. Such a poor population cannot create crores and crores of soldiers. So of course reduce poverty, but then at the same time give weapon use education to rank and file of students. Next is, since there is right to recall district education officer will be automatically forced to provide education in all subjects that parents want. So if the parents want widespread English education will come. If the parents want that particular subject should be made optional, if the parents say that Sanskrit should be made optional, it will be made optional. If the parents say Sanskrit should be taught, it will be taught. So of course parent will insist on English education. Parents will also insist on education of local languages. So all these things will be made optional to the parent, that the parent will decide, the schools will offer, and the parents will decide. And of course the parents are the best person to make the choice. About medium of teaching for English, mathematics and science, I have proposed what is called as bilingual textbook. Bilingual textbooks means this page will be written in English, and this page will be written in Hindi or Gujarati or local language, whatever is the local language. So every student from class 1 will get mathematics textbook in both languages. He will get English textbook, he will get science textbook in both languages. And exam he can pick the language he likes. Most exams will be objective, so language really won't matter. But at the same time, the detailed answer part, subjective answering part, etc., he can appear in the language of his choice. At the same time, Next day he will have option of appear in English. So let us say I take the science in Gujarati or Hindi. So my main exam I will be giving it in Gujarati, and once the examination are over, the optional mathematics exam will be taken, or an optional science exam will be taken. That will be in English. The question paper will be evaluated, but the marks will not be put in the grade sheet. So that way the advantage is that the student will start learning English at as earlier age as possible, and not only will be learning, he will be tested, which can give him self-confidence as well as show him where he stands. It will also show his parents where he stands and so forth. Now, current scenario in education are very disturbing. Multinational companies owners are bribing our ministers and weakening our math science education system. How? That our prime minister and education ministers have taken bribe, and therefore they have cancelled exams up to 8th class. Cancelled in the sense they come up with the policy that don't fail anybody till 8th class. It is already implemented in CBSE as far as know. I could be wrong, or maybe it is down the line, and state boards are also being forced to implement this rule that don't fail anybody till 8th class. So nobody will study and nobody will teach, both. See, examination also evaluate the teacher. Examination don't just evaluate the student, they evaluate the teacher as well. That if the students, large number of students underperform, then it becomes a clear evidence that that particular school or that particular teacher is underperforming. So now if the students are not going to fail, they will not prepare seriously, and the teachers will also not push them seriously. So their base in maths and science will remain weak. Plus the 10th standard examinations are becoming easier, and they are making policies, if not rule, that take questions only from textbook. So the student will mug up the answers and the questions, and he will get good grades. And at the same time, the syllabus has been cut down. I remember I saw the 12th class maths books, and I saw that the syllabus of 12th class mathematics has reduced. So that has weakened, and that is because of multinational company owners are bribing our ministers to weaken the math science education. How can we stop that? The next level of proposal is right to recall state education minister, right to recall national education minister. So if citizens of India have right to recall national education ministers, then they will expel corrupt persons like Kapil Sibal and put less bad people or good people. And that way all these damages which are being done can be undone and corrected. Also, education minister tried his best to kill IIT. I don't know how far he has succeeded. It is disputed. I don't know if IIT JEE will be taken in 2013. The purpose of killing IIT JEE was because IIT JEE makes lakhs and lakhs of students study maths and science very seriously. Say IIT only 5,000 to 10,000 students will get selected in IITs, but 4 to 5 lakh to 10 lakh students study seriously, and therefore their math science level improves. I have explained this whole thing in a video on IIT JEE, and these trends can be corrected by by printing right to recall national education minister procedure in the gazette and right to recall state education minister procedure in the gazette. So I'll summarize my proposals. One is right to recall district education officer, right to recall national education minister, right to recall state education minister, Satya system, where tests are taken every month, every week, and the students are getting monetary reward based on their academic performance, and teachers are also getting monetary reward based on their academic performance, and law education starting from class 5th, then weapon use education starting at the age of 14, and subjects should be revamped. History should include primarily military history, history of technology and science, history of engineering, history of laws and administrative setups. Instead of storytelling like this was the king, he was a great guy, all these are nonsense. We should study what laws he made, how those laws impacted society, why his predecessors could not make such law, etc. And finally, I'll end with the stand of other political parties. All of them have opposed right to recall district education, right to recall DO. Anna has opposed it, Arvind Gandhi has opposed it, and of course Congress, BJP, lesser said better, they are all corrupt people. They have been opposing it altogether. So what can you do to bring this right to recall laws in India? I request you to go through section 1.3. I have described procedure called transparent complaint filing procedure. It is section 1.3, a 3-line law, which I claim that this 3-line law, if printed in Gazette, can reduce poverty, improve military and improve education within 3-4 months. So once these 3 lines are printed in Gazette, within 2-3 months we will have right to recall DO, right to recall National Education Officer, right to recall State Education Minister and so forth, and thus we can improve education of India. Thank you.